Diaz drinks every night. I think I married a terrible person. He is an alcoholic and drinks every night. All our issues stem from the drinking and him saying/doing terrible things. I don't even know where to start. We've been together 2 years, married for 1 year. In this time he has drunkenly fallen down the stairs and banged his head, ran upstairs and yelled "fuck you" over and over because it was somehow my fault. One night we're about to have sex and I had to stop because my sugar was low and I needed to eat something. That turned into a yelling spree on me because it was somehow my fault I'm diabetic and need to eat. He's called me a manly bitch for beating him in Mario Kart. He flies off the handle over everything. I say one wrong thing and next is stomping around the house, yelling, cussing, being pissed off. He's torn up posters, broken a Roku remote, violently thrown things around, comes to bed pissed off and throwing pillows and blankets at me. I love Monster High dolls and recently I was a selfish fuck for displaying all my dolls and toys in the living room. He flips out and throws all his comics and Transformers toys in the trash. The next day I'm told, I don't care if you display every inch of the living room, I know how much your dolls mean to you. I'm sorry. I hear I'm sorry pretty much on a daily basis. When he drinks, things just inevitably go to hell. I had a week off for Christmas break. He had to go to bed for work. I wanted to stay up. Throws a fit about how he has to work and I get time off. I work 40 hours. I don't even know why it's not okay for me to have much deserved time off. I bust my ass at work. I always feel like I'm justifying things. Yesterday he was off and I had to work. He wants to watch music videos and I asked to watch a TV show. That turned into an argument. He got to chill all day and I just wanted to watch a show and it turned into more bullshit. I've given him so many chances and he just keeps being terrible. I don't want my marriage to end. It's just WWTF to do at this point. I'm tired. I feel like my spirit is dying. I feel so numb and depressed all the time. Any hope I've had for things getting better is just gone. I feel like I'm in some 8th level of hell. I dread going home on my drive home. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. I don't even know what to do at this point. I can't afford to move out right now. It would be months before I could remotely save up for a place. Even then, with my salary, I'm going to be dead broke in a tiny, unsafe area apartment. I'm not moving back home. It's just not happening. I don't even know why I'm posting here. I just need some advice, kind words, any help would be appreciated. Do you have a suggestion or solution? Let us know in the comments, and let's discuss it. Here are some interesting opinions from the comments section.
Stay strong, you got this. You deserve better. You deserve to be put first. Don't believe I will change, only I have, and here is the proof. It doesn't happen overnight. He isn't just an alcoholic but also abusive, and you are worth more.
I said this in another comment, but I wanted to make sure you saw it. Please contact a domestic abuse advocacy agency. They will help you make a plan to leave safely. Many women don't make it out because their husbands found out they were trying to leave. An agency can help you get a protective order, and they usually offer group and sometimes individual therapy. And the agency I went through paid for hotel rooms for women whose lives were in danger until they could find more stable housing. They were amazing, and I never would have been able to leave without them. They literally saved my life. If there is not an agency in your area, I believe there is a national domestic abuse hotline. I wish you all the best, OP. I hope you are able to escape and have a wonderful life.
You're selling yourself short and you're stronger than you know. If you're unable to leave now, at least start planning to. You are worthy. You've got this.
Proud of you. You're obviously an awesome person with cool dolls, and you deserve to live happily. His alcoholism isn't yours to fix. His behavior shouldn't be something you take on every day. You don't need that shit. I was married for 10 years and have 2 children, and I should have left by year 1 because I fooled myself into thinking things will get better. And I'll tell you, there was no prize waiting for me. The gift I gave myself and my children was freedom to live our lives. You will be okay.
Leave this arsehole. 2 years is nothing in the scheme of your life. Don't let it turn into 3 or 4 or more years. For your next relationship, date a bit longer before getting married. You didn't know this one well enough. You'll be okay. Get the divorce ball rolling.
You are not overreacting. His behavior is toxic and abusive. You don't deserve any of this. If you care about yourself, it's time to leave.
Finances cripples people into staying in abusive relationships. This is what the abuser wants. Don't list reasons of why you can't leave, but instead of why you can't stay. Problem solve. Find a roommate.
I understand moving back home feels like a step back, but if you have that opportunity to do so, take it. Save some money living at home and then use that to get a place of your own. You deserve much better.
Sorry this is happening to you. You sound like a resilient person, but everyone has and should have their limits. If you want to give him an opportunity to commit to making changes, entering a rehab program, that's the only way I'd personally be willing to stay and try. Otherwise, I urge you to ask someone you trust to help you look into community resources to get you out of this living situation. Best of luck, but please take care of yourself and don't allow yourself to remain under these circumstances without putting up a fight. I believe in you.
Nor consider trying a support group like Al-Anon. This is for family and friends of alcoholics, regardless of whether they're in recovery or not. There are groups all over the world. It can help so much. To anyone in a relationship but not married, don't marry anyone you suspect of having a substance abuse problem.
As a woman who was married to an alcoholic for 14 years, you need to leave. Boundaries are absolutely necessary, or you are part of the perpetuation of his problem. If you stay, you are codependent and enabling the behavior. Put yourself first for once. Would you want your mom to put up with it? What about your best friend? If not, you deserve better. This may sound harsh, but I needed someone to be straight up with me, and it's what caused me to finally see that I needed out because I was just making it worse by staying and allowing it. Best thing I ever did. He has 11 years sober and we're still married. We separated for about 8 months. He got into a program and got the help he needed. He now runs the program. You're worth it. So is he.
Depending on where you live, there can be resources considering this is an unsafe environment. You have to try. Even if you apply for housing programs, figure out a living arrangement with loved ones that could support you for the time being, but don't let your soul die there. Continue to find ways to get out of the situation without completely leaving yourself fucked. Save money aside. These kinds of things, and keep record of everything, of all his craziness. Get prepared before the asshole seriously hurts you. I know you want to save this marriage, but really decide if that's what you want. If he can actually change, hey, even try talking to the guy and telling him how you feel if you feel like you can. But prepare in the meantime. Have a plan so when it gets worse, you aren't stuck in this position. You will be okay. He doesn't control your life. And the happiness that's in it, it will always be you.
You're underreacting, really, really underreacting. This situation is horrifying and I'm so sorry you're in it. Other commenters have left resources. If you have a safe way to contact people without snooping, please do so. Get in touch with friends he might have estranged you from. Anyone who can be aware and potentially help. You don't deserve to suffer like this. It's not because of the alcohol or anger issues. He is an abusive person, not a healthcare worker, nor an injury to the head. It's what happened when you, being the one who controls the drinks.
Please, for your mental health and physical safety, leave this man. It sounds like he will not change and needs professional help to do so should he have to. He sounds very much like my ex-husband. It got better for myself and kids when we left. The sad thing is that he still drinks and is currently on a 2-year probation stint for his second DUI. Somehow he managed to skate by with minimal obligations, and they only test for drug substances and no alcohol. This is beyond insane. Meanwhile, his mom and I talked the other day, and she talks about how either her or his girlfriend has to deal with his drunken state and his demands for them to buy alcohol. In many ways, I feel sorry for the GF, much younger than me, yet I don't miss that train wreck. And in my mind, can only think for how long will she be willing to put up with that? I did for about 8 years. We were married a little over 7 and wish I got out sooner. He blamed you for all his shortcomings and yet has to take any accountability for his actions. This type of person does not get well unless professional help is sought.
Addiction is an ugly beast. I say that as someone in long-term recovery. Currently, he is in an alcohol-soaked prison. You have to take care of you and prioritize your mental health and happiness. And if he enters recovery some point in the future, he would be relieved to see that you did not sacrifice yourself alongside him. Please, please know that you deserve better. There are resources to help if you need support to leave, or even just someone to walk through it alongside you.
I'm sorry, hun, but this man is dangerous and it's time to throw in the towel. He needs alcohol treatment and therapy, and maybe he could become a decent partner. But it's actually quite possible he'd still be abusive even if he gets clean. I know Reddit is quick to say divorce, but seriously, you are not safe. Prioritize secretly exiting and then see how you feel once you are safe. My guess is you will feel like a giant husband-sized weight has been lifted. Kane Shelahay. If you haven't, confide in a trusted friend or family member for support. If you are isolated and those relationships are strained since your marriage, remember that oftentimes old friends and distant family do really care and will help, even if it's just to have someone to talk to about it. You made a mistake, but this doesn't have to be your life. Now is the time before you accidentally get pregnant and are tied to this man for life. And
I completely understand where you are coming from. I had this problem with my husband. He would drink so much and get angry and violent and break things. He would yell. Everything was my fault, never his. I put up with it for years because we have a kid and he was my husband and he was only like this when he was drunk. He admitted he had a problem but never fixed it. One night, very recently, he moved the object of his physical anger from objects in the house to me. I'm not saying this will happen to you, but it's a possibility. I never thought he would hurt me. He did. He had too much to drink and finally put his hands on me instead of smashing things around the house. Men like this will not get help until they want to. Everything is our fault, never theirs. Eventually, I'm sorry isn't good enough. I just hope you're safe. I'm sorry is not love. Always here if you need someone to talk to.
I understand you said you don't want your marriage to end, but you're not thinking clearly because of what you're in the middle of day in and day out. You need outside help. Please reach out to Al-Anon, as someone else suggested. They will help you see him for him and his alcoholism, allow you a source for support to make decisions that are rational outside of the home environment. It is a safe environment, and you need to reach out today. Good luck, be safe, and take their guidance if you do decide to leave. He sounds like he could be dangerous if he finds out you're thinking of leaving him. Irrational people do irrational things.
Have you looked into a woman's shelter or maybe just a room to rent? You need to get out before children are involved. Do you have family you can turn to? Even if the family has warned you or you aren't that close, putting up with their crap may be worth it to get yourself out of this situation.
Please discreetly reach out to a DV hotline or a woman's shelter. There are resources to help you leave safely and to get a new life started if you are wanting to leave. If you are able to listen or read safely, Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft is highly recommended. Whatever you do, do not ever have children with this person. He will treat them exactly how he is treating you now. Speaking from personal experience, is it terrifying to grow up in a house with a person like this and watching your other parent and siblings being abused? You deserve better than this. Love is not violent. You are worthy of and deserve a safe love. So often people do not show their true selves until after marriage or children, but believe them when they show you who they truly are. Please stay safe.
Babe, you gotta get out and end it. I know you don't want to end your marriage, but you cannot keep living like this. He's abusive, an alcoholic, and has done absolutely nothing to prove to you that he is going to change, nor has he given you any reason to think he's going to. He can apologize as much as he wants, but the damage is done, and him saying sorry just to turn around and do the exact same thing is completely ridiculous. You deserve happiness, and he will never give that to you. Take care of yourself, be safe, tell friends and family what's going on, have a plan for yourself, have someone with you when you leave if there are any complications, and go live your life. It's the least you deserve.
Why don't you want your marriage to end? Doesn't seem like there's anything to save. You deserve better than living with an abusive alcoholic. It seems to me that having a tiny apartment by yourself would be better than your current life.
He sounds like a child. Having said that, I am also a piece of shit. When I drink, I say hurtful things, and I have broken my own stuff. I would say terrible things that weren't true, and I never should that way even. Best thing I ever did was stopped drinking 7 years ago. Definitely not overreacting. My wife would have left me.
As an alcoholic myself, I can guarantee you can't do nothing for him. He has to do the work himself. He's got to want to change himself. He's a grown man. He got it. But you aren't his mother. Don't carry that burden. As difficult as it might be, if he doesn't get better, chances are he will get worse quickly. Find what you deserve.
I was a similar husband. It took my wife leaving me to get sober. I wouldn't quit at the threat of leaving. Now it appears it's too late, as she has been gone for almost a year. She deserved a partner, not a drunken man-child.
You are strong. You are beautiful. You are smart. Don't let another person steal these important parts of yourself. Stay away. Find a safe place to sleep and figure out an exit strategy. You know you can't live this way.
Dang, OP. Maybe I'm in a weird mood, but your post was literally hard to get through reading due to how visceral his abuse towards you is. Alcohol is a monster, and he sure is acting like a monster. You don't deserve to be treated this way.
You're not the asshole. He sounds poor in mind, spirit, body, and pockets. You sound kind of young, like you didn't know better. He doesn't like you. He may even envy you, and it also sounds like he's on a mission to make you miserable. Get out of there ASAP.
You don't need this person in your life. I had a girlfriend like this years ago, was with her for 4, had to ninja move one day while she was at work. Trust me, you'd be better off without him. You can't change him. There will be someone else who will love you for who you are and let you love what you love.
I'm a functional alcoholic. I broke up with the love of my life because I realized while I was sober for a couple of days that I was ruining her life. You should end it as soon as possible. He will most likely never get better.
I feel for you with what you're going through. However, before labeling anyone one thing or another, it sounds like he needs help, at the very least with the alcohol. He might, in all seriousness, have an undiagnosed mental health issue. I'm not diagnosing him, but he could have something like BPD and B-splitting. That said, he needs to address whatever he has going on. If you love him and want to support him, that's your choice. However, you want things to get better and improve, and whatever he has going on is not going to be fixed or addressed overnight. You definitely need to talk to him, and if he doesn't hear you, write him. Try some counseling if you both are willing, and if none of that works, you have to decide what you want to from there. If you don't have kids and there isn't an issue other than he is both an alcoholic and simply just abusive, then it would be time to seriously consider leaving and moving on. Marriage isn't easy in itself, and you have to work hard in a marriage and sometimes love harder. However, it can't be one-sided and left the way it is. I wish you the best and hope your situation and whatever is going on improves and gets better.
I know you said you were leaving, but from someone who dealt with this before, it was the best decision of my entire life. I'm years past that experience now and in such a great space. With someone who gives an iota of a fuck about me, lol. This is a severe understatement. No words can describe how much I appreciate what my man does for me and how he treats me. Anyway, my dad passed away. X used this as an excuse to start binge drinking. I showed up home one day to find him unresponsive with an empty bottle in his hand. Then he projectile voms all over my new house. We moved in the day prior. Then he sneaks, drives drunk, the whole 9, tells me to get my shit off his nightstand, my father's ashes. The list goes so much farther. But what did I not do? Leave. Fast forward, and he's beating me, throwing things, screaming, threatening to kill my dog, of which he purchased for me, yada. If nothing else, know that life gets better. You are not alone. And you have support. This only gets worse, and I assure you it's not worth it to stick around for it. Last I heard, said ex of mine is still an alcoholic. I'm surprised they aren't dad yet, honestly.
As a child of an alcoholic mother and narcissistic father, I'm begging you to leave that marriage and don't have any children with that man. The children would be traumatized. There is nothing you can do to change him or fix the situation. He would only change under his own free will, and the change would take a long time. Narcissists are incapable of change because they cannot acknowledge their flaws and be self-reflective. Your husband is possibly both alcoholic and narcissistic. If not narcissistic, then he at least has narcissistic traits and is very toxic. Toxic behaviors. Verbal abuse equals name-calling / insults, manly, etc. Physical intimidation equals throwing things, hitting things around you to make you fear for your physical safety. Physical abuse equals throwing things at you. Psychological abuse equals gaslighting / manipulation. He blows up over nothing but blames you, denies what he's done or downplays his actions. Manly. Mind control is usually a big issue because a lot of people just don't think others possess inner power. They think they are just a fool. Emotional abuse equals instead of celebrating your blessings, he makes you feel bad for getting a vacation, a day off, a raise, a new job, etc. This happens when the narcissist is jealous and doesn't want to see you happy. They all do it instinctively. It's also very selfish of him to not let you watch a show when you were working all day and he had the day off. This is the selfish, narrow-mindedness of narcissists. You don't exist as a separate human, just an extension of themselves that they will crap on if you don't do exactly what they want, or if they're in a bad mood and need to blow off steam, they'll just blow. Contrary to what many say, narcissists are perfectly capable of what I call fake apologies. I say they're fake because they usually blame the victim and the narcissist never has any intention of changing. They give the fake apology as a manipulation. Either they want to seem like the better person or they want to bait you into admitting you did something wrong. Don't fall for this bait. They will rub your wrongs in your face over and over forever. Narcissists view all relationships as transactions and competitions. It's not we, it's him versus you.